Jazz Fun at Jazzahead 2025, and with me here is Lucía. Welcome, Lucía.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here.
Lucía, you have performed here at Jazzahead Showcase Festival last night, and you had a big audience here. How does it feel to be here for the first time?
Well, it was certainly a new experience, very exciting, and I was also surprised by how many people showed up. Very, very grateful about that.
You're a beautiful singer, and you come from Mexico, so there are not many people who come from Mexico and who are known for doing jazz, right? So how would you get in touch with jazz anyway in Mexico?
Well, we have a community that's starting to grow. A lot of jazz people have gone to my city, which is Jalapa, Veracruz, and they have a faculty, like a jazz school, a jazz program, and that's why I started to get in touch with the music in the first place. Then I fell in love with it, and I started to, you know, kind of like do it on my own as well. And then I eventually moved to New York City and started to work with a jazz producer and all of that. So it kind of, happened all very naturally in a way. But I'm glad because it's a music genre that I love very much.
And I think the producer is not really unimportant because he's one producer who likes to work with singers, and it's Matt Pearson, right? So he also produced Samara Joy, who is well known here already, although she's also young. But how did you get in contact with him?
Well, after the Sarah Bond competition, I started.
And you won it. You won the Sarah Vaughan vocal competition.
Yes, in 2022. And a lot of things started to happen, like opportunities that I never thought would be there. But after the competition, a lot of people reached out, like, what are you doing next? Are you releasing an album? And then my great and very loved teacher, J.D. Walter, he's a singer, introduced me to Matt. And then we started to get in contact and eventually recorded this album together. Mm-hmm.
Listening to your voice is beautiful, even if you talk, you know, and you do the talking too. That's what we could see last night. You're moving in between classical jazz. You performed some of the jazz tunes we all know, but also then traditional music from Cuba or Argentine. You said that you met Otmara Portuondo, and so now where is your home concerning this?
Well, that's an interesting question because I don't know yet. You know, I think in a way I'm a very random person in terms of the music that I sing and the music that I do. I tend to fall in love with very contrasting repertoire, also very contrasting styles. You know, I love salsa, I love also like flamenco. I love, like traditional music from Mexico, and I also love jazz, and I also love every single like subgenre in jazz. So for me, of course, it's always a hard moment to have to, kind of like get that defined and be like, it has to make sense. I have to pick the repertoire that, aligns and makes sense in a way. But so far, I think, surprisingly, even though many audiences that I've been performing for here in Europe do not speak Spanish, they tend to connect with the repertoire either way, which is a great thing. And also, of course, I like to include other tunes like jazz standards. Yesterday we did I Thought About You, for example. And, that's also another way to connect with people that are going to know the tune. So, yeah.
I mean, of course, your Spanish language is closer to you than English, although you perfectly speak English. I mean, without any accent at all. So I heard you perform this Argentinian song that kind of touched me very deeply. This is a story, and it seems you are also drawn to the storytelling aspect.
Yes. Well, that's a recent thing for me. In a way, I started to look for a more, like a deeper motivation to sing, because at some point in school, I was just like trying to be perfect, like the technique, like, focusing on other things. And at some point when I started to perform for audiences, this was something that my family told me, you need to connect, like you need to do some research on the songs and be able to tell a story to the people that don't know the song. Don't assume everybody's going to know every single song that you perform, and you need to give them context in order for them to connect, and of course not everybody's going to connect with every single song, but at least they get an idea of what it is about, and also the reason why I picked it for the set. So yeah, that's a new thing that I've been exploring, but so far people have been enjoying it, so I think I'm gonna stick to that. Yeah.
I mean, last night what you did, it was a female story. It was a story of a woman, and I could hear not only your voice singing this music, but also the whole tradition that lies in it. And this is a quality, I think. And so this is especially touching for me, to hear you do this. And I mean, I wondered how much your band members also kind of go with you, because they have to move with you too, in between jazz, folk music, traditional music from other countries.
Yes, well, this specific band is very interesting because they kind of have the same background as me. In a way, not really, because they're all from different parts of the world, like Venezuela, Argentina, and Spain. But they all have this thing where they know their traditional music. They know, they started playing something different, and then they found their way into jazz. So I do feel like they are very versatile in a way, and also very sensitive. Whenever I pick musicians, that's what I look for. If they're not sensitive and they're not open to connecting with the music, it's no good for me. So I'm very glad that I found these guys here in Europe who were able to, also kind of follow me. And if I tell them something that's not necessarily a musical thing, but more of an intention. Like I was telling the pianist, I need for you to be more romantic in general. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, think of your love, think of your girlfriend or whatever. It's not even a technical thing, So I'm very glad that they were able to make this show with me, and I think they did a great job at that.
So what's your label?
My label right now, it's La Reserve in New York City. They're based in Brooklyn.
I was thinking of greats like Susanna Baca. Do you know her?
Oh, I love Susanna Baca.
Okay. And people like her who have not only this New York experience, but also her tradition from Peru, for instance. And I'm really glad that I could hear you last night. And when is your first European tour coming?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the very first little set of concerts. Hopefully, eventually, it would, get bigger. But I will be in France. The Duc de Lombard. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but yeah, I'll be there. Then we'll go to the UK, and then hopefully I will come back. I'll be in Spain in August, and then hopefully again next year over here in Germany and many other places, as much as I can do.
So we are looking forward to hearing more of you. Lucía, thank you so much.
Very much. My pleasure.
Thank you.
When I stand up